Today is Mary Magdalene's feast day, July 22nd, and this is the day that we honor the feminine disciple, the divine feminine counterpart of Yeshua, and truly the teachings of the way of love. Now, when we come into love, we heal everything. When we come into love, we liberate ourselves from all of the binds of the past. When we come into love, we approach life in a more gentle, patient, and kind way, both to ourselves and to others. And when we truly are in that space of feeling love, of embodying love, we are able to get through any block and we can see the higher soul in each individual that comes into our place. So every situation that we experience, it's like we see from a higher vantage point, even if they are operating at a way or in a way that is lower in nature, meaning from their ego, from maybe their triggers or their traumas. And it's not about hierarchy, it's not about being better than, it's about bringing our consciousness into our day-to-day life, bringing our awareness, bringing all of the growth and all of our experiences that we've had to get us to this point to really show up in a way where we are being a living example of love. And it always starts, the path always starts within. It always starts with the self first. And so, in order to get to this space of true unconditional love for the self, it is required to take that 6 steps through the sacred consciousness steps that we have, where we first are in self awareness. Then we move into self acceptance. Then we move into self nurturing, self forgiveness, self trust, and self-love. And this truly is the way of the triple goddess energy moving from Maiden, Mother into Crone. It is our embodiment of these states of consciousness that truly will liberate us. And those of us who have incarnated in a physical form as a woman at this time, we are here to hold that essence and that space for all on the planet to rise in their feminine essence, to rise into this sacred container, sacred holding space for divinity to bloom. So the masculine is the pattern of divinity, the seed. And the feminine, as the soiled, is the nurturer. It is what will allow the blossom to happen. It will allow the divine to grow. And what is so required at this time is our love for ourselves, our love for our families, our love for our community, our love for the world, to be able to really come into a space of open-heartedness. And I know these can sound like concepts or big ideals, because if we truly are not in a space in the heart, it's hard to know what that actually feels like. So if we reverse it and we look at some of the feelings that may be coming up, like fear, maybe we've been hurt before. Maybe we've hurt others before. Maybe we are afraid to open to love because we don't know what's on the other side. Maybe we hold resentment from a past hurt. Maybe we hold anger. Maybe there's blame. Maybe there's shame for certain situations and experiences that you've had in your life. And so in order to ascend into the space of the heart, we must be aware of what patterns, what habits, what behaviors, what emotions are running through us. Self-awareness is the key And that will enter us into this 6 portals of consciousness to ascend into this state of self-love where we can be overflowing in love. So first, being aware of our triggers, being aware of the feelings running through us. And if we push them away, we're not dealing with it. If we pretend they're not there, if we repress them, we're not healing it. So next is to allow it to come forth. And then nurture it and hold yourself. Be the mother to your inner child. Be the mother to yourself. Be the mother to these triggers and these traumas that you've experienced. And if you need help, seek help. Ask for help. Go to see someone. Go to someone that you trust, that you can share with, or that you can receive, energy healing from, or maybe speak to a counselor, right? It's like taking the steps. Self-nurturing is not just about doing it for ourselves. It's also about being open to receive from others, being open to receive healing from others. And yes, we have the power within us to be the healer of our own life and to be the empowerer and the leader of our own life. Yet it is through the openness to receive that we are actually able to come into that state of harmony within. If we are always giving and never allowing something in for ourselves, there's an imbalance in our life. And the infinity symbol, the 8, right? That infinite giving and receiving energy, there's a break in that cycle if you are continuously giving and not receiving, right? So the more we can ask for help, the more we can be open to receive and self-nurture, that will help us to move through that into the next state and then be able to forgive, because now we are starting to take care of ourselves. We are listening to the cues and the messages that we are receiving from our bodies, from our energy, from our guidance. Messages that we might receive from the outside world that are reflections from what's happening within. And really answering that. And then the more that we allow that, the more that we move through that and we forgive it and we bring more care into our lives for ourselves, the more we create self-trust, the more we open. And as we create that self-trust, because we're listening and we are actually responding in a way we are meant to, so that we are more in flow and not in this tight holding pattern. The more that we trust, the more we relax into our own way of being, the more we are able to open our hearts when we trust. And then the love starts to emanate from within. And we start to be open to share that love, to receive that love. And it can start in such a small way. And it's not small at all, but smiling at someone can change their entire day. Being open to a possibility beyond the self. When we start to get in that space of thinking that, we are in a place that we don't want to be in, and there is some resistance. Sometimes all it takes is an opening with another human being to shift that energy and to shift that state of emotion that's flowing through us, because emotions are meant to flow. They are energy in motion. They're not meant to stay stagnant or stuck in our body, yet this is the nature of how we've been brought up, to not feel our feelings, to not express emotion. And because of that, we are holding different imprints from our past in our muscle memory, in our physicality. And then these will start to create different emotions and feelings that we don't necessarily know sometimes why they're coming up, and they're bubbling up from the past. And sometimes they will cause pain in the physical body. Sometimes we will experience an illness when we're not addressing these emotions. And so today really is an invitation into that gentle space of nurturance, into the feminine essence, into the unconditional love, without judgment, without needing anything in return, because we know truly that when we become the essence of love, when we become the vibration and the frequency of love, we receive it back infinitely. Because whatever is within is without. And thank you so much for being here with me today. I wish you a very beautiful and blessed Magdalene feast day. May you be open to the feminine rising within you, and may you feel and experience love in all of its forms. Please remember to subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and I will see you next time.